Hi everyone, I'm Catherine. Today I'm showing you how I clean and maintain my Dremel laser cutter. I'm going based off of the directions that come with the laser cutter. It has some specifics on how often to do the different maintenance pieces. The first one is taking a look at the water tank. So this hex box runs water through the laser tube in order to cool it and make sure that it's running optimally. So every day when I start my laser cutting, I check to make sure that the water hasn't evaporated too much. And then it says every 30 days to dump that water out and put in new water so that if there's stuff in it, you can clean it out. In order to do that, I just have a bucket and then I dump out the distilled water, put in new distilled water, and it's good to go. So that's pretty easy. What I'm going to do today is clean the lenses, which this is my first time cleaning the lenses. I really should have done it earlier. You're supposed to clean it every 4 to 5 hours of laser cutting. So if you take a look, you can figure out how long you've been laser cutting through the tools, and you click the About button. It says the usage. So I'm at 8.5, and so I'm a little overdue for a cleaning. But I thought I'd show you how I'm cleaning as I learn how to do it. The reason I remembered to clean my laser cutter is because I was doing an engraving and I noticed that the quality of the engraving had gone down a little bit. It was a little bit grainier and lower resolution, and that's when I checked and realized, oh crap, I should be cleaning my lenses a little bit more often. So hopefully this will help make my laser cutter work better, and then I'll do it much more regularly because it doesn't hurt to keep your lenses clean. So there are a couple different lenses that we have to clean. To get started, I'm going to unlock my laser head so I can move it. First up is the focus lens, and that's in here, and it just actually slides out. So you can see, I'll put it down here in the light. You can see there's some junk on there. That actually, that junk is from when I was test firing the laser and aligning it earlier, so that's not too bad. So first thing I'm going to do is use a microfiber cloth to just lightly brush off any loose particulates, and then I'm going to clean it with a solution. So I've made my own laser lens cleaner. I've worked with Epilogues and Universal laser cutters before, so I know that you can make your own cleaner with 1 part white vinegar and 10 parts water. So I'm going to use that and some cotton swabs in order to do the cleaning. So Dremel recommends using a standard laser cleaner as long as it's not, it doesn't have alcohol. So it didn't come with cleaner, so I'm just using what I've typically done. So I can see there's a little bit of remnants from the alignment tape on there that I'm going to try to clean off a little bit. You don't ever want to touch your lens with your fingers or with any tools. Really only use a cotton swab. That side looks good. Just a little bit on there. And then I'm going to be a little bit rougher to see if I can get some of this sticker off. Okay, so that one is good to go. Okay. We also have a couple of different mirrors. So it'll be really hard for you to see, but there's one mirror right there, and there's a mirror in here, and then a couple of mirrors and a beam combiner over there. In order to do the ones that are attached to the machine, I'm going to turn the machine off. And then use a new cotton swab to clean those. I'm just using a new cotton swab for each one. I don't know if I need to do that, but it's kind of nice to not cross-contaminate. So, hair. Here's my other mirror this way. If you do it right, it should only take a couple minutes to clean your lenses, and it makes your machine work much better. Okay, so now I'm gonna do the beam combiner and the mirror that are back here. These are a little more awkward to get to, but it's not too bad. It's been a long time since I've cleaned a universal or an epilogue. From what I remember, it's a little bit easier to get to the mirrors that are attached here, and I don't remember having to clean like beam combiner mirrors, but that could just be my memory not being good. Okay, so that's all of my mirrors. So double checking my directions. So that was my focus lens, that's what I pulled out. The laser beam aperture and beam combiner lenses are the ones that I just did on those pieces. So now the other things I can clean are the guide rails and the laser enclosure. And I can just do that with my microfiber. And that's really good because the fan is right back there. And so it's sucking all of the particulates through this grid. So you just do that. You can also unscrew it up here, pull it open and clean it on the inside. I've recently done that, so I don't need to do that as much. And then just do a very gentle run over the gantry and the components. And since I unlocked it, I can just pull it around to where I need it to go. For a deeper clean, I would take out my hex box, which is here, and then brush out all of the little particulates that are underneath it. I was cutting a whole bunch of tiny little holes out of a piece of material, so I've got a lot of little circles in here. I'm gonna leave it for now because it's not too bad. But then I kind of brush everything off to the side and then pull it all out every once in a while. So that's mainly the cleaning process for the Dremel. Otherwise, I also just use a microfiber cloth to keep the dust off. And then every once in a while, I'll check the vent hood to make sure that there's not too much buildup happening there or in my tube. The materials I like to have on hand in addition to the lens cleaner, if you come over here, I keep my gallons of distilled water for switching out the water cooler. Keep a fire extinguisher just in case. That's always smart to have when you're working with lasers and fire. And then that blue bucket is what I use when I do clean out the hex box, and I just let it empty into that bucket, and it makes it a lot easier to catch it, and I don't have to take it anywhere. So otherwise, this is where I keep my materials and all of my extra little pieces of material in that little bucket, so I can reuse it. So that is maintenance and cleaning for my Dremel laser cutter. Let me know if you have any questions on that process, and thank you for watching.